Mark Cuban revealed Shiba Inu will skyrocket soon. Mark Cuban co-founded Broadcast.com, which he sold to Yahoo for $4.8 billion in 1999. In addition to being the majority owner of NBA franchise Dallas Mavericks, the billionaire also has investments in movie theaters, television channels, and technology startups. In addition, he is a regular on the investor-themed reality show Shark Tank. Shark Tank star Mark Cuban believes that similar to the early days of internet stocks, investors who can figure out which digital assets would have the most utility in the future will be successful in the realm of cryptocurrency. As a part of a recent interview with Fox Business, the billionaire says he is a strong believer in the future of cryptocurrency. Still, he also realizes that not every digital asset will make it. Similar to the dot-com boom days at the turn of the century, you must approach cryptocurrency investing the same way you approach any other type of investment. Do you believe there's a value proposition there that consumers or enterprises will be able to take advantage of? If you believe the answer is yes, and you believe it will produce sufficient growth, then you should invest. If the response is no, you don't have to do anything. As in the early days of internet stocks, the difficulty in cryptocurrencies is distinguishing the signal from the noise. Similar to 1995, when all the internet companies went public with only a website, people became overjoyed and invested in things simply because they were available. And you can see some of that excitement with cryptocurrency today as well. In actuality, if you find a crypto token or application that genuinely adds value and utility, that's where you should put your money. And that's precisely what I'm looking for. Mark Cuban disclosed with only a few details that he had increased the value of his cryptocurrency stock from $500 to $1,500 in a short period. At the beginning of August, Cuban extolled the virtues of cryptocurrencies and asserted that they were a powerful means of exchange. Of course, $1,500 is a small sum for Cuban, and it may as well be pennies in comparison, but it demonstrates Cuban's ambitions, which are to drive the prices of meme tokens such as Shiba Inu and Dogecoin far higher in the future. According to Bloomberg, Mark Cuban, a billionaire investor, is confident in the future of Bitcoin and regularly compares blockchain technology to the early days of the internet. To preserve his wealth over the years, Cuban has hung on to a few digital coins he has purchased in the early days. As Cuban explained on a recent edition of the Delphi podcast, he has divided his holdings into three categories in his current portfolio allocation: 60% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, and 10% other. Although Bitcoin, founded in 2009, is the largest cryptocurrency in terms of market value, Cuban is more interested in it as a store of value than a currency. He believes Bitcoin is a better alternative to gold, and it will continue to be so. As he stated in an interview, "It's for this reason that I own Bitcoin and have never sold it." He considers Ethereum to be adaptable over time, because developers may iterate and increase its capabilities. As a result, that is more lifelike, Cuban explained, adding that he had a large amount of Ethereum. "I wish I had purchased it sooner, but I began purchasing it 4 years ago, primarily because I think it is the closest thing we have to a true currency at this time." Cuban hasn't specified which other cryptocurrency he owns to make up the remaining 10% of his total cryptocurrency holdings. According to Cuban, smart contracts were the catalyst for things to shift. Smart contracts were developed, which resulted in the development of DeFi, decentralized finance, and NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That changed the game. That's what initially piqued my interest. That's why it has a lot in common with the internet. A slew of new projects is coming to the Shiba Inu ecosystem soon. Just as Mark Cuban talked about NFT in the metaverse, Shiba Inu is investing in projects to help the Shiba Inu ecosystem rise soon, and some of the projects include Shibarium. The Shibarium L2 update is likely the most often requested SHIB enhancement. Using SHIB as transactional layer 2, it will be possible for its users to avoid the high transaction costs currently associated with using the Ethereum-based blockchain for transactions. There is no formal release date for SHIB's roadmap projects yet, but the project is expected to be completed in the middle of 2022. During the SHIB AMA, SHIB Discord mod Queenie stated that she expected the Shibarium to be released in the first half of 2022, while she acknowledged that delays may still occur. Bone holders have already begun voting on pairings within the shibaswap in the first phase of the Doggy DAO, which is currently live. Holders of the Bone token, which serves as the Shiba ecosystem's form of community governance, will play an essential role in future Shiba Inu developments as members of the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, DAO. A new Shiba Inu game is under development, and it is one of the SHIB projects about which people are most knowledgeable. The Shiba games will be developed by Australian developer Playside Studios in collaboration with former Activision developer William Volk, as previously revealed by Shitoshi. The Shiba Inu games, a multiplayer collectible card game, will be released as a blockchain NFT product and a more typical mobile game. Shiboshi's NFTs were the inspiration for this collection, including 1,000 Shiba-inspired cards, one of which will feature the Shiba inventor Ryoshi. Playside anticipates that development would take 8 months, with a release scheduled for Q1 FY23, which would put the game's release in the summer of 2022. ShibaSwap 2.0. Following the introduction of ShibaSwap in 2021, V2 will have a slew of new features, such as a redesigned user interface, as it converts from a cryptocurrency exchange to a crypto portal. There is no release date set for shibaswap 2.0. It has been announced that the Shibers, a temporary codename, will be used to create a version of the Shiba Inu metaverse, albeit little is known about how this will look when it is made available. The only thing you have to rely on is indeed one screenshot showing a Shiba Inu wielding a hammer. Lands will be available to users in the Shiba metaverse, and these will be offered in the form of virtual real estate. Holders of leash cards will be granted first preference in purchasing land in the Shiba metaverse. According to Shiba inventor Eric M., the cost of developing the Shiba metaverse might vary between $15 and $30 million. Shiba Inu's developers have officially stated that 99,000 pieces of land would be published in the game's metaverse, Shibers, as part of the game's ongoing expansion. Using their SHIB tokens, they will be able to get the additional information and bid on the desired pieces of land. In the beginning, the foray will be limited to consumers who already have leash certificates. According to the project's developers, a total of 35,000 parcels of land were promised to this group of people. The remainder of lands will be available to all other users in a free auction. Shiba Inu intends to maximize consumers' interest in its metaverse project and the potential returns on investment. A new report from the Shibburn tracker indicates that over 30 million tokens have been burnt on the network in recent weeks due to a resurgence in the cryptocurrency and altcoin markets. The tokens were sent to a burn address wallet, which means that any cash transferred to it will not be recovered and will be unable to be withdrawn later. Many cryptocurrencies employ the exact mechanism of reducing the total supply of coins in circulation. On the cryptocurrency market, the SHIB token has effectively recovered and increased in value by about 20% since its low point in early December. The world's largest Ethereum whale, dubbed Lite, purchased 49.9 billion SHIBs in a single transaction. Experts suggest that the acquisition is part of the largest and most spectacular collection of SHIB tokens amassed by ETH whales in recent history. It's worth noting that the whale's purchase was identified as a result of a tweet provided by WhaleStats, an on-chain analyst of the top 1,000 Ethereum wallets. Those mentioned above, 49.9 billion SHIB, is about equivalent to approximately $1.2 million in today's money. But even more significantly, the whale's acquisition appears to be generating altcoin excitement and speculation that SHIB and its whole market could reach a new, previously unheard of high in the market. Upon hearing the news, several of WhaleStats' more than 172.5k Twitter followers expressed their delight at the prospect of meeting Shiba Inu in person. Furthermore, they were quick to respond to how SHIB has wreaked havoc on Twitter and the mainstream media since its inception in 2013. As a result, SHIB's fans expect and look forward to watching the token achieve even greater success. Most netizens think the purchase will elevate SHIB and its performance to a higher level. However, some are skeptical. According to WhaleStats, the Shiba Inu meme money has once again risen to the top of the list of the most frequently purchased assets on the market. While the dollar amounts purchased remain tiny, the high buying power has already impacted the crypto market, seeing a resurgence in the bulk of assets. The entire USD worth of Shiba Inu holdings on the market had reached $1.3 billion at writing, after hovering around $1.2 billion the day before. As a result, the overall value of assets held by whales has increased by 13.5%, which corresponds to the increase in the price of the SHIB token. According to the data, whales' average quantity of SHIB tokens remains at roughly 80 million tokens each transaction. In addition to the appearance of purchasing power among whales, the Shiba Inu sees a 207% increase in the number of whales it encounters. However, while the huge Ethereum wallets are indeed directing their cash toward the meme token, the trading volume for regular investors appears to be decreasing as the panic in the market subsides and more traders refrain from engaging in aggressive speculation in the cryptocurrency market. Shiba Inu stock has dropped 13.07% in the last week. The price has risen 2.66 percentage points in the last day. The price rose 0.20% in the last hour. The current supply of SHIB is 549 trillion.